The GMC Canyon stands out as a premium choice in the midsize truck segment, offering buyers a more refined experience than its Chevrolet Colorado twin. But if you're considering spending extra money on that GMC badge, you need to understand what you're actually getting, and more importantly, what you're not getting. From limited configuration options to reliability concerns that could leave you stranded, the Canyon's problems run deeper than most buyers realize. Let's check them out. Number 6. Single configuration available. One aspect that stands out immediately when shopping for a Canyon is the lack of choice in terms of cab and bed configurations. Unlike rivals that offer multiple setups to match different needs, GMC keeps things frustratingly simple. You're getting a crew cab with a short bed, period. That's your only option. The Toyota Tacoma comes in multiple configurations, including access cab models with longer beds for those who prioritize cargo capacity over rear passenger space. The Nissan Frontier follows the same approach, giving buyers the flexibility to choose what matters most to them. Even within the GM family, the full-size Sierra offers multiple cab and bed combinations. Picture yourself as a contractor who regularly hauls 10-foot lengths of lumber or pipe. With most trucks, you'd simply opt for the extended cab with a long bed, letting those materials lie flat and secure. But the Canyon forces you into a short bed, meaning every trip requires either awkward angling with the tailgate down or making multiple runs. That's costing you time and money on every job. But limited configuration choices are only the beginning, because even if you're fine with a crew cab setup, the way this truck actually drives tells a very different story. Number 5. Ride quality. GMC positions the Canyon as a step above the Colorado, with more luxurious appointments and a supposedly more refined experience. But when it comes to how the truck actually rides, the differences disappear entirely. That's because underneath all those upgraded materials and fancier badges, the Canyon uses the exact same chassis and suspension setup as the Colorado. The suspension consists of traditional leaf springs in the rear, which are great for carrying heavy loads, but pretty harsh when the bed is empty. Over rough roads, you're gonna feel every bump and imperfection coming through the cabin. Expansion joints on highways create noticeable jolts, and potholes send vibrations through the entire structure. Think about your typical weekday commute on deteriorating city streets. Every pothole becomes a jarring reminder that you're in a work truck, not the smooth-riding premium vehicle GMC's marketing suggests. After an hour behind the wheel, that constant bombardment of impacts starts wearing on you. Your back tightens up, your shoulders tense from gripping the wheel through rough patches. For comparison, the Tacoma's suspension has been completely redesigned, offering a noticeably more composed ride. The problem is that GMC is asking you to pay a premium for a truck that rides exactly like its cheaper Chevrolet sibling. Those upgraded seats can't mask the fact that the underlying ride quality is identical, and that rough ride becomes even more problematic when you realize how little space your passengers will have to endure it. Number 4. Tight cabin. Another area where the Canyon falls short is interior space, particularly in the second row. For a crew cab configuration that's supposed to prioritize passenger comfort, the rear seats feel surprisingly cramped. Adult passengers are going to find themselves wishing for just a few more inches of legroom, especially on longer drives. The headroom situation isn't much better, with taller passengers likely feeling their heads coming close to the headliner. This becomes particularly noticeable when you start comparing the Canyon to competitors. The Tacoma's crew cab offers more generous rear seat dimensions, while the Ranger provides noticeably better legroom for second-row passengers. Imagine loading up your crew for a 2-hour drive to a remote job site. Your workers in the back are going to spend that entire trip with their knees pressed against the front seat backs, shifting positions every few minutes trying to get comfortable. By the time you arrive, they're already tired and stiff before the workday even begins. For families or work crews who need comfortable transportation for multiple people, the Canyon's cramped cabin is going to be a daily frustration. But the tight space isn't the only disappointment waiting inside. The materials and build quality reveal even more about where GMC cut corners. Number 3. Interior quality. Here's where things get really interesting. The Canyon carries a GMC badge, which traditionally signifies a step up in luxury and refinement compared to Chevrolet. In the full-size truck world, this distinction is clear. The Sierra feels noticeably more upscale than the Silverado, but in the mid-size segment, that premium positioning largely disappears. Step inside a Canyon and you're going to encounter a lot of hard plastics, particularly on lower trim levels. The dashboard materials feel utilitarian rather than luxurious, and the overall fit and finish doesn't live up to what that GMC badge suggests. Compare this to the Ranger's interior, which uses higher quality materials throughout, or even the Tacoma's cabin, which feels more substantial and better assembled. Upper trim levels do bring improvements, with leather upholstery and upgraded materials. But even in these higher-spec models, the Canyon struggles to justify its premium positioning. The technology integration feels less polished than competitors, and the overall design language lacks the sophistication you'd expect from a truck trying to position itself as the upscale choice. What's particularly frustrating is that GMC is charging a premium over the Colorado for this supposedly better interior. When you're paying thousands more for a truck that shares the same fundamental architecture, you expect those extra dollars to translate into a noticeably superior cabin experience. With the Canyon, that premium often feels more theoretical than actual. And speaking of paying a premium without getting real choice, wait until you see what GMC did with the powertrain options. Number 2. Single powertrain option. The Canyon's powertrain situation represents another area where choice has been eliminated. You're getting one engine option, a 2.7-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder producing 310 horsepower and 430 pound-feet of torque. Those numbers sound impressive on paper, and this engine delivers strong performance. But the lack of alternatives means you're paying for capability you might not need. Consider the small business owner who needs a reliable truck for making deliveries around town, occasionally hauling a trailer with equipment, but nothing extreme. That owner would benefit far more from a fuel-efficient base engine that sips gas during daily routes. Instead, they're forced into a high-output turbo that drinks fuel like it's going out of style, adding hundreds of dollars to annual operating costs for capability they'll rarely use. That Turbo 4 is tuned for maximum output, which is great if you're regularly towing near the Canyon's 7,700-pound capacity. But for light-duty tasks and occasional hauling, you're essentially paying for performance you're never going to use. The Tacoma provides multiple powertrain choices, including a more efficient base engine for buyers who don't need maximum capability. The Ranger similarly offers different power levels to match different needs and budgets. Even within the GM family, the Silverado provides a range of engine options, but GMC has decided that if you want a Canyon, you're getting the powerful, expensive, thirsty engine whether you need it or not. However, even that impressive powertrain can't overcome what might be the Canyon's most concerning problem. Number 1. Reliability concerns. This is the big one, and it's something every potential Canyon buyer needs to understand before signing on the dotted line. The current generation Canyon has been experiencing some troubling reliability issues that should give any buyer pause. Transmission problems have been among the most commonly reported issues. Some owners have experienced rough shifting, delayed engagement, and in some cases, complete transmission failure at surprisingly low mileages. When your midsize truck needs transmission work before hitting 50,000 miles, that's a serious red flag. Electrical gremlins have also plagued the Canyon. Owners have reported issues ranging from malfunctioning infotainment systems to random warning lights that appear without any clear cause. In some cases, these electrical problems have led to the truck refusing to start, leaving owners stranded. The engine, despite being relatively new, has shown some concerning tendencies as well. Reports of oil consumption issues and premature wear on certain components have surfaced across owner forums. For a truck that's marketed as a premium, dependable option, these reliability concerns are particularly troubling. Warranty work can be extensive, requiring multiple dealer visits to diagnose and repair issues. When you're relying on a truck for work or daily transportation, this kind of unreliability isn't just frustrating, it's costly. The GMC Canyon presents itself as the refined upscale choice in the mid-size truck market, but the reality tells a different story. Limited configuration options restrict your ability to get the truck that matches your needs, while the ride quality reveals that the premium badge doesn't translate to a premium driving experience. The cramped cabin and disappointing interior materials further chip away at the Canyon's value proposition. Add in the single powertrain option that forces buyers into an expensive engine regardless of their needs, and the reliability concerns that have plagued current owners, and the Canyon starts looking like a questionable investment. For the same money or less, competitors like the Tacoma and Ranger are offering more configurations, better ride quality, more spacious cabins, and proven reliability records. Before you sign on the dotted line, take a serious look at what the competition is offering. But don't think that the classmates are flawless. If you want to go with Canyon's cheaper alternative, the Colorado, keep in mind that Chevy's midsize truck comes with limitations as well. From the cheap-looking interior to the lack of a high-performance engine, the Colorado fails to keep up with key competitors.